Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video,
we're talking about Cheesman Park, my favorite park in Denver, Colorado. It's got the best grass and one of the coolest neighborhoods. The neighborhood is super diverse in types of housing. It's old, historical. You might want to have the house inspected for ghosts as well out here because it's got some history and we're about to get into it. So if you want to learn everything you need to know about the shopping, the restaurants, the neighborhood, the vibe, the ghost stories,
you gotta stay tuned.
You know what I like, Matt, about Cheesman?
Tell me.
Grass. Best grass in Denver, I swear. Sprinklers do help, but I think this got a little extra fertilizer in this ground.
Why? What do you mean?
I can't tell. If you stick around to the end, Matt, I'll tell you all about it.
Really?
Yeah. Spooky! So it's an 80-acre park in the middle of the city surrounded by $1 million houses and much older buildings with apartments, condos. A couple like 15, 20-foot buildings, but for the most part, things aren't over like 5 or 6. A lot of activity, a lot of people working out, a lot of people getting after it. This is if you went to like a dive bar. Me in my 20s, Mr. Murphy used to get a little, he used to throw them back. And this would be a park that you drive by, you see people just like working out and you're hungover and you're like, ugh, why would you?
Cool thing about Cheesman Park, there's 2 loops. So there's an inner loop, that's about 0.91 mile roughly. And then there's an outer loop, it's about 2 miles. And the difference of them is the inner loop, it's concrete. But the outer loop, you'll see a lot more people like working out and running on it. It's better for like your joints, your knees, your ankles.
Cheesman! Let's talk about the things to do and buy.
Lot to do.
Lot to buy.
Then 13th and 14th to go east and west. There's a little chunk of businesses there. You have Lick's Ice Cream. You have
Wyman's Chicago Bar.
Yep. Wild Corgi Pub. You have Bump Coffee Shop.
Great coffee shop. Downing.
And
12.
Hugo's Liquor Store. That's a good liquor store. Lots of like wine and beer selection.
We like illegal Pete's, Colfax. This is old, this is old.
The building itself.
Yeah. Illegal Pete's been here, it's new-ish. The Botanical Gardens has a little bistro in there.
Okay, yeah.
Hive.
You know, I don't think there's like a ton of shopping on, say, the south side of the neighborhood though, unless you go further south, right? Because there's not a lot going on 8th other than a gas station.
Yeah, you really got to go to 6th again.
Yeah,
and then you get the main feature in the middle of the neighborhood, the park. Yeah, so you do kind of go to the outskirts mostly to find the entertainment, but it's probably good.
Congress Park to the east, you know, it borders Colorado Boulevard, super busy. Capitol Hill to the west, but the center of Cheesman, it doesn't really have that thoroughfare that goes through like a busy one. Colfax and 8th are very busy. York and Downing, which are the borders of the park, but they're not crazy busy like a Colorado Boulevard is.
What's cool about walking around in Cheesman area is the houses are so different, old. A lot of things can be done to a house in 100 years plus that these have been here. And like the landscaping's really good, and it's just such a good urban vibe because you'll have like $1 million properties down on like 8th, and then you go to Colfax. Definitely a good hang in the park because it's so open and it's so big. I think it's over 80 acres. And so you could easily like post up in a little corner, find some shade. Or if you want to get together like a volleyball game, you could post up there. Great area for spike ball because it's relatively flat. What other stuff do you do here, Matt?
I walk on this park every single morning with my dog. I live in the next neighborhood over, Cap Hill.
Tell them your address.
But no, I love it because you just come up 9th, walk around, and go back home, and it's almost exactly an hour.
For runners, this is a great trail too, because if you want a stroller and you want to walk around the inner path, that's fine. But the outer path, dirt path, you'll hit more shade on the outer path. So for runners, especially this time of year, like June, July, it's super hot. And if you don't get your run in before like 10 a.m., you're not gonna do it until after like 6 p.m.
Another cool thing about Cheesman area around Christmas time or the holidays, the botanical gardens get full of lights. Super cool.
So there are a couple parks too to bring kids by, let them hang out, and they are shaded too, which is nice.
Is if you come here around like 6, 7, 8 a.m., it's like an unsanctioned dog park. Sometimes you'll see like the park rangers kind of get on you about pets off leash. But around 7 a.m. every morning, right in the center of the park, there's a ton of dogs and their owners just standing in the middle, kind of doing their thing. It's kind of neat. The other thing is this road that we're walking on. I think pre-COVID, you could drive through here with your car, but they have barriers at all the entrances, so there's not really cars in Cheesman, so that's kind of neat.
Right, yeah, you can
in the
feel
park
good.
Itself, not the neighborhood.
Like rollerblading or biking,
yeah,
walking with a stroller. Yeah, a great park for that. Oh, and then the amphitheater pavilion area, there's all kinds of events there. You see a ton of people doing wedding photos, prom photos, tons of events for families, tons of events for kids. There's a lot of LGBTQ plus friendly neighborhood and community.
A lot of like homes will have like a flag hanging out the front.
Just a very accepting neighborhood.
Yeah, like
a little bit of everybody.
Yeah,
a little bit of everything. But the thing that I hate the most about Cheesman, parking. Parking is garbage over here. If you're visiting your friend or anything like that, it's always a battle to find a parking spot. You have to, park blocks away. Just pain in the butt. And then just all the time getting your bumpers bumped. Parallel parking is a necessity in Cheesman Park. If you don't know how to do that yet,
you're gonna learn.
You're gonna learn. And you're gonna probably bump my bumper.
Yeah. There's also like a lot of diversity as far as like the buildings and the houses, like giant like mansions, but they're huge. But like one block over, it's condos and apartments, and one block over, it's a little more modest homes. Like a single family to us in our generation is a lot smaller, but like say like what a family would be in say, I don't know, the 30s or something, where they had bigger families, but you get a diverse group of buildings.
So this is 13th right behind me, to give you an idea. It's traffic. A lot more stop signs than street lights here. So all of the side streets coming in, sometimes it's hard to see them because there are cars stacked on both sides of these one-ways. You gotta be careful. Play defense. 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 Look at it. Look at that old ass building. There's probably like 8 units, 10 units in there.
Cute. A couple cute houses. Hey Sean, weren't you gonna tell me about the spooky fertilizer?
Are you sure you're ready?
Let me tell you about the spooky fertilizer. The spooky park, that's really what it is. So Cheesman Park back in the day was a cemetery.
1870, I think.
1870s. And it was kind of like the lower income area, so a lot of fancier, more affluent people didn't want to be buried here. And so it was kind of called like Bone Hill. And when they decided to change the area after nobody wanted to be buried here anymore, they gave everyone notice, hey, come get your bodies if you want to put them in a different cemetery. but there were about 5,000 unclaimed bodies that are still under there today.
Really?
Really,
I
really.
didn't know they were still there.
Composting. That's what we all are. We all are compost, and we appreciate them for providing the great grass. But also, it's one of the more haunted areas of Colorado. They say there's spooks and ghosts and goblins. Not goblins, but all the other things. So when we're looking at a place in like Sloan's Lake or Rhino, where it's like a lot of newer construction, and we're going to do the inspection with our clients, I always tell them, I was like, your place is probably too new for ghosts. Because I always joke that you could test for ghosts. But Cheesman, maybe you want to test for ghosts. I'll get those ghost hunters, the
How
ghost
do you do
bros.
it? Do you know?
Yeah, you get the ghost bros. They got a couple like a sound machine and some other things, like gadgets that can test like radio waves.
Really?
Yeah, but that's why you got to call us. Give us a call, shoot us a text. We'll help make sure you get a ghost-free house. And if it does have a ghost,
We can negotiate it.
so that is a wrap on Cheesman Park. Remember, if you guys are interested in this neighborhood or any of the others that we're doing videos on, that's what we do. We love helping you guys find the perfect neighborhood, the perfect house for your situation. So give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we got your back. We'll help you out, and we love to. So until then, check out some of our other videos. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.